I'm talking it ran up in there, smacks the shit out of 3. Another guy runs in, backhand. Bro, what is you gonna do with that teeny tiny axe? Back up, eats a fireball into stomping out the mages. What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. How you doing? Now, the second season of Solo Leveling just dropped, so you already know I had to cover that shit. But just before we get into the recap, I gotta ask y'all for a favor. If this video gets 1,000 likes within 24 hours, then I'll consider recapping the entire series, episode by episode. Obviously, it'll depend on the performance of the videos, but hey, I'll try my best. And if you want the odds to be a little more in your favor, watching the video till the end and just leaving a comment also helps. But yeah, that's about it. Time to glaze Sung Jin-woo. Let's go. Now, things start out at Sung Jin-woo's sister's school where he attends her parent-teacher conference acting as her legal guardian. And during the time he's over there, he basically rizzes up the entire female population of the school, as well as talks to her teachers about her being a hunter. And the teacher's just asking if Jinha awakens, is she gonna become a hunter when she graduates? But Jin-woo's just looking at her like, bitch, are you stupid? And then somehow goes from talking about her sister to talking about one of her classmates. And she wants Sung Jin-woo to convince her classmate to re-enroll into school and stop being a hunter. Which is like, first off, why is Sung Jin-woo doing this? And then second off, where are the parents? Honestly, she probably just wanted Sung Jin-woo to give her advice since they're both E-ranks and just go, hey, don't choose this career path because my life sucks ass. Which would have been the right thing to say if Sung Jin-woo was a good role model. Because bro said, fuck all that bullshit, let's just go hit a dungeon. And they didn't just hit any kind of dungeon, they hit a C-rank dungeon. Like, we taking an E rank to a C rank. Oh, I bet. But I will say that the raid party they had was a little OD. I mean, they had 1 A rank, 5 B ranks, 2 C ranks, and then our 2 E's. Which on paper is easy squeezy for a C rank dungeon. I mean, GG, shake my hand. So your first thought is, how could this possibly go wrong? But we'll get to that. On the other side of things, Hwang Dong-so just landed in Korea. And bro is here for only one reason. To completely vaporize Jinho and Jin-woo from the face of the earth. Because if y'all don't remember from the first season, Jin-woo ended up taking out Dong-so's older brother. But for good reason, might I add. I mean, bro really trapped them in the room with the final boss and then tried taking them out right after. Oh, cause final boss and then tried taking them out right after. Oh, cause he didn't want to share the mana crystals with a filthy E rank. Those were his words, not mine. We then started getting a conversation with the chairman talking about Jeju Island and what the ants are doing. Chairman, I don't really know how to put this in any other words, but the ants are trying to grow wings and fly off the island. Son, you being dead ass, they trying to grow wings? Yes, sir. Like birds. God damn. But can they fly good? No, sir. They're ants. That was really about it for the conversation. They were just talking about ants with wings. I don't know. But we get back to Jin-woo and the raid party heading inside the dungeon, and boom, shit hits the fan and the dungeon turns into a red gate. And this means 2 things. The difficulty of the dungeon just increased, so we went from a C rank dungeon to a B rank dungeon, and nobody from the outside can enter the dungeon to help. And just to make shit worse, they got intellectual elves sniping arrows at their domes. But my goat Jin-woo was locked in. He really grabbed one of them shits, broke it with his hand. But I gotta preface this again. Why on God's green earth did you bring the classmate into a dungeon? This was not a part of the this was not a part of the assignment. She was supposed to turn over a new leaf, not get into danger. But that's besides the point, because we get back to the raid party situation and listen in on what the tank player is saying. And bro's game plan is to basically sacrifice the 2 E ranks and 1 of the C ranks. And he wasn't even trying to be an asshole or sneaky about it. He was just like, you're not coming. Y'all are trash. So this has the raid party splitting up into 2 groups, with one of the B ranks actually joining Sung Jin-woo, cause she saw him grab one of the arrows like the demon he is. Then both groups just head inside the forest. On the A rank group side, they encounter these big ass polar bears, which he blocks and one-shots. While in Jin-woo's side, as they're walking into the Ice Bear's territory, the mage starts freaking out, saying we shouldn't go any deeper. But Jin-woo's E-rank survival skills come in clutch, saying we should go in deeper because we're in the Ice Bear's territory, meaning we ain't gonna get attacked by some intellectual elves. So that had the mage singing, oh shit, you right. And just so everybody knew he got it like that, he ends up pulling out some coats out of his subspace, which is a high-ranking skill. So now everybody knows, oh shit, he's really like that. But that had the classmate asking questions like, hey, yo, Who are you? But Jinwoo acted cold as shit, saying, don't ask any questions. Just know that it's my fault that you're here, so I'ma get you home safe. And you could tell based off that expression, she ain't gonna say shit for the rest of the trip. And the same thing went for the other two teammates. And as Sung Jinwoo finishes his sentence, an ice bear pulls up. And that had Sung Jinwoo's group feeling tense, but he puts out his hand like, hold on. Let me cook, knowing fully well he bout to beat the brakes off this ice bear. But before the ice bear got cooked up, we gotta look as to what was going on outside the dungeon. And guess who decided to pull up? Hwang Dong-so. And we all know that he's here to basically Thanos snap Jinwoo, but his initial plan was to go inside the dungeon and do it. But because we got a red gate, now we gotta just sit outside and wait. And the Hunter Association knows exactly what he's trying to do. Like, it's not like his plan is some secret. They just can't do shit about it. So this has one of the association agents thinking that Sung Jinwoo is lucky since there's a red gate and Hwang Dong-so can't get to him. That is if he can make it out the red gate alive. And that's when we pan over back to Jinwoo violating a group of ice bears. And look how he's sitting on top of one of his dead ops. That is aura. And And this had the mage once again asking, who are you? But he still wasn't trying to answer that shit. So after violating the group of ice bears, Jinwoo's group ends up setting up camp and, you know, starts snacking on the bears, with Jinwoo going out for some quote-unquote exercise. But he wasn't doing his daily push-up crunches and burpees. He was going out to kill the ice bear's boss. And bro was ready to wage a war against these bears. I mean, he pulled out Igris and the shadow soldiers to do his dirty work. And they did not disappoint. Ran up on the bears and just started swinging. And the fight looked like it was neck and neck until the boss came out and just started smoking the shadow soldier's pack. I'm talking, it ran up in there, smacks the shit out of 3. Another guy runs in, backhand. Bro, what is you gonna do with that teeny tiny ass axe? Back up, eats a fireball into stomping out the mages. Then they try to jump the bear, but it said not today. Almighty push. So with no shadow soldiers left, there was only one person left to finish the job. Our goat Igris. And bro made quick work of this thing. It ran up, weave, sliced it while flying up into the air. Bear tries to counter, weave. Igris hits a spin move, stabs it down his back, proceeds to slice it while falling, then takes out the back of his knees. Jinwoo's looking at this shit like, oh nah, if he did this to me, I would have been finished. Igris, realizing he's folding this bear, just starts staring at it menacingly. And the moment it tries to do a move, he decapitates its ass, ending the fight between the shadow soldiers and the bears. On the other side of things, we got an update as to what happened with the A-ranker and his group. And his entire team got wiped out by the intellectual elves. So the episode just ends with bro dead ass running away with his life, abandoning his team. Like, damn, he was talking all that shit in the beginning and got cooked. 1,000 likes if y'all want the next episode. I'll catch you.